Hello guys, welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about the WHL team, the Kootenay Ice, and then relocating to Winnipeg next season. Now the WHL's Kootenay Ice have announced their relocation to the city of Winnipeg. So why were the Kootenay Ice moved in the first place, and how will this new team in Winnipeg work? Now, the Kootenay Ice were a WHL team that played in Cranbrook, British Columbia from 1998 to 2019. They were previously called the Edmonton Ice back in 1996 when they came into fruition, but just after that, they were moved to Cranbrook where they played for pretty much 20 years. Now, the Kootenay Ice over the years were not bad at all. In their 20 years of existence, they won the CHL Memorial Cup back in 2002, and they ended up winning the WHL Championship game in 2011 and 2012. So they had some big accolades to their name, and they did pretty decently for a 20-year existence, but bad management and bad teams over the years is what really sank the Kootenay Ice, and of course, having them move to Winnipeg is something that really sucks for that whole franchise. Now, the Kootenay Ice, again, won those championships in 2011 and 2012. They were a decent team up until the 2015-2016 season, and then they missed 3 years of the playoffs, and then after that, this season, it has still gone pretty bad for them. So for the Kootenay Ice, I think the turning point was 2015. They were still getting pretty average attendance, but when it came to the team, they were still performing. But since 2015, the team has practically been a dumpster fire and has been a laughingstock in the WHL. And over the past 3 seasons, their record has been absolutely atrocious time after time again. We're going to start out with the 2015-2016 season where it was just terrible. They ended up having a record of 12, 53, 6, and 1. The next season was better, but not by too much. They ended up having a 14, 46, and 10, and 2 record. Then the last year, 2017 and 2018 season, they had a 27, 38, and 5 record. Not as bad, but still not where it needed to be. Now this season, they aren't last in the WHL in points, but they still have a pretty terrible record. They're currently second last in the WHL when it comes to points, having a 10, 32, and 7, and 1 record, having 28 points in the season, the last place team being the Swift Current Broncos. But even then, that record is not good whatsoever. The team has just been trash, and has been trash over the last few years, and ever since that 2015 season started, it's just been a downhill climb for them, and especially with the attendance, it has not been good whatsoever. Now, back in 2017, the team was bought from a guy named Graviteh. He is an entrepreneur from Winnipeg, and since that guy bought the franchise, there's been a ton of relocation rumors about Winnipeg or some other places in British Columbia and Alberta. But since that buy, the Kootenay Ice have never been safe when it came to their franchise, and they were never stability-wise permanent there. And since he was bought from Graviteh, being a Winnipeg guy, it seemed like the painting was on the wall. The team was eventually going to move to Winnipeg. Not only have the Ice missed the playoffs for three straight years, and including this one, 4 straight years, the attendance has also been terrible over that stretch, and especially this season for the Kootenay Ice, it has not been what it has needed to be. Now, for the Kootenay Ice, so far this season in the WHL, their average has been 2,218 people on average for Kootenay Ice games. That is currently last place in the WHL, 158 less than the second last place team, the Swift Current Broncos. So it's been a terrible year, and it's been a terrible stretch for the Kootenay Ice, and one that they'll likely forget. And of course, now being sent to Winnipeg, there was obvious problems being left behind with this Kootenay Ice team. Not only was the management pretty much in financial peril, and the management had to be switched over to an entrepreneur from Winnipeg, that part already signified the rumors and already started the rumors going. But with the Kootenay Ice and them being such a terrible team and having such terrible attendance, pretty much it was inevitable on when the Kootenay Ice would move. I mean, it wasn't a matter of if the Kootenay Ice would move, it was a matter of when. And of course, today we got the official announcement. Now, the one reason why I'm really sad about the Kootenay Ice moving is not because I really have too much of a dedication towards the franchise or anything, but back in 2017, the guy that ended up buying it from Winnipeg had recreated the team's look. There was a new logo, there was a new jersey, there was a new everything with the team, and that new look, really, that new refresh of their look, I was really a big fan of. I love their new logo, I love their new jersey, and while that might seem like a weird reason to be missing a team, I am going to miss that look of the Kootenay Ice because it was pretty solid. Now for the Kootenay Ice, besides the logo on the jersey, the only redeemable quality about that whole franchise was Peyton Krebs. Of course, with Peyton Krebs, he is looking to be a guy that can maybe be picked in the top 10 of this NHL draft. And that is a huge accomplishment and a huge feat for that franchise. But for Peyton Krebs, I don't know if he'll be in the NHL next year, so he'll likely be a big turning point for that franchise next year when they do play in Winnipeg. But really the only redeemable factor about that whole team on the ice was Peyton Krebs and how well he was doing. And he's really the only reason why I'm so familiar with the franchise. Now, when it comes to the relocation of the Kootenay Ice, the WHL president had something to say about it. He said, "It is a difficult decision, but given low attendance trends and the support required to operate a WHL club, it is necessary to move the franchise to a market where it can be sustainable on a long-term basis." And I definitely do agree with the statement made by the WHL president. I mean, when it comes to the team itself, they weren't really attending all too much. The money really wasn't coming in for the franchise, and the operation and the managing was kind of a dumpster fire. So for me, there was really no reason for the Kootenay Ice to stay in the WHL with how they were performing. It was really not a great situation. And for me, Winnipeg, it makes quite a bit of sense. For the Winnipeg area, they have not had a major junior league since the Moose Jaw Warriors moved to Moose Jaw back in 1984. So for the Winnipeg area and for the city, they haven't had major junior leagues or a major junior team for quite a long time. But while it will take some situating to get situated, and of course the new team coming in, I think it will be a success. Now, this Winnipeg team will have quite a bit of competition when it comes to the surrounding area and the city itself. With Winnipeg, of course, they have the NHL franchise in the Winnipeg Jets. They have the AHL team in the Manitoba Moose, but they haven't had a junior team in quite a while. But even then, those are two major leagues, and those are two of arguably the best leagues on earth. So for Winnipeg, there's going to be a little bit of saturation when it comes to the hockey leagues, and having a now major junior league in Winnipeg, it'll create a lot of excitement. But with Winnipeg, they already have two major franchises in hockey. They already have those teams to support. So this Winnipeg team in the WHL will have a lot of competition to step up to, and the management will have a tough job on their hands to get people in those seats. Now, I can see where people might get concerned that there's too much hockey in Winnipeg, and I definitely see how that might be a problem. But Winnipeg has shown in the past that they can support any hockey that they like, and with Winnipeg, they haven't had a major junior league since 1984. It's been a long, long time, and even though Winnipeg does have the NHL franchise, they do have the AHL franchise, Winnipeg has shown before they are hungry for any type of hockey, and any type of hockey they can get, they will take up there, and that is really a dedication towards the fans' parts, but I see this working out in Winnipeg's favor, and for the WHL team, I feel like it will actually work out, and there will be a lot of fans that are excited for it. But for the city of Winnipeg and for this new WHL team, I feel like this will be a big success for that surrounding area. And while, yes, it is a crowded hockey market now, they do have an NHL team, they do have an AHL team, and they now will have a WHL team. I still feel like there's enough hockey fans in that area. There's enough hungry hockey fans to go to the WHL games. Even if the NHL and AHL might be there, I feel like there'll be a lot of hockey fans still wanting to have that hockey, even if there are the two major leagues there. So while it might not work out, there might be an oversaturation of hockey, I still feel like if you're going to put a place, if there's any place that you would have an oversaturated market, you might as well have it in Winnipeg, because there's going to be a ton of hockey fans willing to support the team either way. But again, going back to the team in Cranbrook and for the Kootenay Ice, it sucks that they had to move, but again, the writing was on the wall. It just seemed like it was going to be an eventual thing here. And with the financial troubles of the team, of the attendance problems, and of course with the play on the team of the ice, it just seemed like the perfect team that should be shipped out to a bigger city and to a bigger market. And Winnipeg definitely fits that mold. And to me, while it sucks, yes, it does suck to see Kootenay have to move here, to see them have to go, it does make sense here. And for the WHL, this is a great move on their part to make more money and, of course, to get more people watching. But while it does suck for Kootenay and the Cranbrook area, this will be amazing for Winnipeg and what they're building there. And of course, the hockey fans, I think, are definitely willing to support it. But I think this Winnipeg franchise will be definitely important to the WHL, and I do think it will be a success. But of course, with this video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So let me know, what did you think of the Kootenay Ice? What did you think about their franchise? What do you think about them moving to Winnipeg? Do you think it'll be a success, or do you see there being too much hockey for the hockey market to support there? And of course, everything you think, let me know down in the comments down below. But But if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can watch this video where I talk about Jake Muzzin and him getting traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs. But that is going for today, guys. If you guys enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Can you comment down below what did you think about the Kootenay Ice and them moving to Winnipeg? And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.